Hi, good evening everyone. I'm Jackson from Singapore. It's nice to be here today. Well, today I'll be sharing with you on the theme of building creative platforms. So the idea is basically to link up cities, cultures, creators to come together to work with the community and to collaborate and to celebrate the city. Today I'll be sharing with you a project that we've done that started 2 years ago in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, and it's called Creative Cities. Well, 2 years ago, the City Cultural Bureau in Taiwan, in Kaohsiung, was hosting the Asia Pacific City Summit. So at the time, they invited me to curate and to creative direct a special project for them during the City Summit. To celebrate creativity and to connect them with various creators from Asia Pacific. So at the time, when I received the call from the Kaohsiung government, I was actually in Tokyo for work. And when I received the call, I was thinking what I should do. And every time when I come to Tokyo, because Tokyo is always, moving so fast, every time when I come, like once a year, there's always new places to go to, new people to meet, new projects to look at. And one of the ways that I find is the best way to explore Tokyo is really to have friends in Tokyo. So friends who are creators from Tokyo. And what I do is usually I'll ask them, like, so where is the best place to go to in Tokyo? Which festival should I go to? What food should I eat? And most of the time, sometimes the Tokyo friends will be kind enough, they will bring me to the places. And sometimes when they can't make it, what they'll do is they'll draw me a map. They'll draw me a map and say, Jackson, you got to go to this place, take a subway, and then make your way there. And I thought that would be interesting if I can invite my friends from Asia Pacific to draw a map of their city and to collect those maps and create a giant map of Asia Pacific's creativity. So that's how Creative Cities came about. Yeah. So the Kaohsiung government was hosting the event, and it was at a port area, at a pier site of Kaohsiung, which is a port city. And all the warehouses were reused because the city is rejuvenating itself, renewal. And this port area has become an arts hub. So a lot of buildings at the warehouse are changed into cafes, galleries, and shops for the creators to come and do artists in residence projects. So we decided to create a platform that brings creators from 10 Asia Pacific cities together to map and celebrate their city's creativity. So it was very much creating a platform that is a cross-cultural social network of creators. And we started with 10 cities across Asia Pacific. And the objective of the project was to start with 10 cities and to hopefully grow with more cities and more creators along the way to expand the maps later on. So the project can have a life that is beyond the duration of the event. So it's a journey across Asia Pacific cultures and to really get the creators to share our similarities and our differences. Yeah. So some of the similarities, things that we eat, that can be very different, buildings, cultural icons, places. So 10 cities, what we did was we decided to create this platform where we have a premise. We invited 5 city curators from each city across different disciplines. And what we did was we requested for them to nominate another 25 creators from their city who they feel that is shaping the cultural and creative landscape of their city. So they can be from different cultural creative disciplines, from architecture to fashion to food to lifestyle to even music. And what we did was that from these 300 creators that were invited into this project, we sent them a questionnaire. Yeah? We asked them for various information about their cities, informations that can come in words as well as visuals and sound. So the first thing that we asked the creators was to describe your city in 5 words. So what we did was we crowdsourced these descriptions of the cities, and we generated so-called like a map of each city, a word map. So this describes like Bangkok from the perception of their own, description of their own creators. Beijing. It was also interesting to get the creators to share the challenges that they face in their cities when they are creating. Hong Kong. So some of the cities like Hong Kong, a lot of creators were reacting to challenges such as, let's say, the restriction of space, because Hong Kong is always very packed, a lot of population, but very dense, with very little space. Kaohsiung. So it was interesting to see that some of the cities also share, let's say, certain keywords from the various creators. Sometimes passionate, passion might be an overriding theme that runs through different cities. So these are similar keywords that can emerge. In Singapore. Seoul. Sydney. And of course, Tokyo. Yeah. So these are some of the interesting words that came about. What we did was we also asked the creators to share with us the people, the places, projects, and products that they feel is shaping the creative landscape of their cities. And they really sent us a lot of information, a lot of visuals and soundtracks of these places. We asked them things like, where is the best place to eat? Where do you feel is the most creative area in your city? Which are the bands that you listen to in your local bands in your city? What songs do you like from your city? What do you think makes your city creative? So this was the report that we got from Bangkok, Beijing. So the various cities you can see. Hong Kong. So also, what are your cultural icons? What are the publications that you read? So based on this information, visuals, and sound, we created an experiential installation and exhibition based on that. So this was the exhibition. Basically, this is the introduction of the exhibition, and we set the context for the background of each city. So inside there, we tell the audience about the population of the city, the green density of the city, employment rate, even fun facts about the city. So that sets the context of where the creators work in and some of the challenges that they might potentially meet when they create their works and their projects. We even talk about the weather, the geographical elements, the languages, the news, the cultural icons, the keywords, the soundtrack of the city, and also the creators that are influencing the landscape of the creative scene. So besides that, we thought that it would be interesting to really create a giant map of how Asia Pacific's creativity looks like. So we created this gallery, and we used the algorithm to create this giant map. So you can actually go through various parts of the map to discover the creative projects and places and people from each city, from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing to Hong Kong to Sydney. So you can see some of the works over here. I'm just going to play you a short video. For the project.
From Bangkok to Tokyo to Sydney, there has never been such creativity within the Asia Pacific as there is today. The region can celebrate being home to world-renowned, industry-leading figures from the worlds of art, theatre, literature, food, and many others. And most of these creative leaders and their work can be found in one of several major urban hubs. Enlisting 5 leading city curators from each of the 10 cities, a further 25 influential individuals were then nominated by each city curator across a wide range of creative disciplines. Contributions from all these individuals, providing local knowledge and wisdom, as well as images and sounds, helped build an in-depth map of creativity for each city. These maps became the Creative Cities exhibition, representing the cultural diversity of the 10 cities, in an informal manner that was fun and interactive. See Intro, showcasing a series of infographics that weaves in with geographical information and trivia about the cities. The C Index Zone presents an overview of the 10 cities presented via a series of graphical icons and live feed digital information. C-Map presents the popular icons and keywords of the cities contributed by the city curators and creators. A local illustrator from each city was commissioned to illustrate their city's graphic map based on their own style onto the contours of their city. C-Sound captures 100 sounds from the 10 cities. Ambient sound of train stations,
doors are closing,
religious sites, media,
防災減災豆知識
public hangout areas,
他们都过不去。
and music created by local bands was curated and played in this zone. C feature allows the audience to tour each city at their individual booths, outlining their creative pulse, looking at recommended products, projects and places by the city curators and creators. C Gallery presents a giant physical tapestry of the Asia Pacific's creativity. The audience can step in and walk around the map to view the creative projects. The Creative Cities exhibition, visited by over 25,000 people during the month-long Kaohsiung Design Festival, was commissioned by the Kaohsiung City Culture Bureau to promote the local creative scene and to coincide with Kaohsiung hosting the Asia Pacific City Summit in 2013. This process of crowdsourcing information for the exhibition, stimulating interaction between leading creative figures from each of the 10 cities, has now paved the way for a new social network, inspiring future collaboration and cultural exchange.
So currently we are growing this network and this platform. So we are trying to build the network to grow further with more cities. And last year we have included Yokohama as the 11th city. Yeah, so that was great, working together with the Yokohama Creative City Center. Yeah. So we are working towards also growing the network online as well, and to connect all the Asian Pacific creators together to do even more projects and collaborations together. So this is the 11th city, so the 10 cities together, Yokohama. And finally, I think what is interesting about building a creative platform across different cities. It's really about how we can all express ourselves in different ways, even though the message is the same. Yeah. Thank you.